Welcome, viewers, to the latest episode of Heel and Toe in the countryside. Today, we will be showing you how to plant Eurasiums. No, I'm just joking. Today, we've got the last produced, naturally aspirated V8 that BMW ever made.
That's right.
That's a big deal, isn't it?
That is a big deal.
Pre-noughties BMW M mostly meant high-revving, naturally aspirated straight sixes. Then somebody in the design department at BMW had a sense of humour, and we started to see them shoehorning more cylinders into their M cars, while still keeping that naturally aspirated charm. This one-of-a-kind power unit creates 420 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque, and was one of the last BMWs to truly give the driver an organic driving experience. This could arguably be one of the greatest sounding production V8s ever made.
I think for you can pick one of these up now for around, under 20 grand will get you a decent one of these.
Yeah. They're going to go up though.
They are definitely going to go up.
Yeah.
This is going to be a collector's car just because it's the last of the M, the naturally aspirated proper M drivers cars. You know, these new turbo M's might be quicker and everything else, but nothing gives you a feel like this does. And listen to that noise. Listen to it revving out.
No, it's cool, isn't it? It's so comfortable at 7,000 RPM as well.
It's a touch floaty on the road. I mean, he's got the dampers set in comfort because obviously the roads around here are crap. But you can hit the damper button and stiffen them up slightly. But it's just a case of getting into a flow with the car, feeling the sort of road that you're on, and if you need it stiffer, mess about with it. And it's the perfect setup how he's got it, to be honest.
I was like, go on, push it. Back end, just a touch of slip.
The keen-eyed among you may notice that despite being the saloon configuration, this M3 still retains the front-end styling of the coupe. This is to retain a lower skull but longer nose to accommodate the huge V8 power plant. The bonnet bulge, unlike more modern M cars, is, on this M3, the real deal, making room for that huge intake plenum.
Wow.
It's absolutely delightful, isn't it?
I don't think for 1 second that the gearbox is slow because this is older. It is absolutely banging, and the owner of this car, Harry's got it's set back a notch. You can adjust the severity or the ferocity of the gear changes, and he's got it set back a notch just to keep it settled under the shifts.
Yeah, see now, for me, again, just throwing in a bit of consumery stuff there,
yeah.
I'd want this with this gearbox fitted, because you could use this car every day. Yes, you'd have to have deep pockets for fuel. It's not the most fuel efficient car, but you can drive it very sensibly.
And once you put it in drive, I'm got it in manual now on the paddles in M, and it's more engaged and it's more like driving an actual supercar or sports car or whatever. But if you put it in drive, it's just like a normal car. You just got that sort of little rumble from the V8 going on in the background.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's just a 3 Series.
Yeah.
But the DCT in this, so if you went for a manual in this, it's quite long geared. But in the DCT, you get an extra gear. So we've got 7 gears in the DCT of this. And they're also, that means that the ratios are tighter together, closer together. So we get a little bit increased acceleration.
Yeah.
Obviously adds a little bit of weight, but I think it's something like 30 kilograms. It's nothing, basically.
Yeah.
This M3 features the M Performance titanium exhaust. The mufflers are crafted from a rare heat-resistant alloy called Inconel. Usually designated only for motorsport, the Inconel allows for a thinner construction and saves around 40% of the weight of the overall exhaust system. Yet another length BMW have gone to make this a true driving machine.
Thank
thank you for bringing me up here. I've never been on this road.
This road, they've resurfaced it, and it is absolutely wonderful. It's not respective of the usual Yorkshire road.
We're not going to tell anybody where it is,
No.
and we're going to keep it to ourselves, and this is going to be our new haunt. Because there's nobody on it as well, which is great.
Apart from a few cyclists. So obviously this V8 has individual throttle bodies, which basically make it...
Oh! No way!
That's actually Harry's mate.
What, did he know we were coming up here?
Probably. He probably told
There's no way, I was about to say there's no way there's another M3 Saloon out.
That's his mate.
Did you plan this?
No.
What?
Should I chase him?
Yeah!
This engine basically has individual throttle bodies, and if you don't know about engines, that basically means that the throttle response is savage. It's straight away on the throttle response. And individual throttle bodies mean that the air has less distance to travel to get to each cylinder. So each cylinder already has a bit of air built up ready to go into the cylinder to just basically ignite the fuel and let it go. Corners like it's on rails as well, and you just squirt it out of the corner. I mean, this will embarrass a lot of fast cars.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
You know, and it's a
And
Saloon.
you can ultimately buy this, right? This is what's worth mentioning. Yes, it comes with running costs, but you can buy this for less than what you can buy a Golf, a Polo.
Yeah.
Like you buy an R-Line Polo, 22 grand,
Yeah.
and you think, well, hang on a minute, I mean, and what's this done? 50,000 miles? I mean, it's nothing. Why would you not want to do that if you could?
What a beast.
It's remarkable.
This is just the pinnacle of M, isn't it?
Yeah, and
It's almost like, you know, the M division at BMW knew.
they shit themselves.
Yeah, they knew that, oh, we're going to have to start turbocharging stuff, and we're
Yeah.
going to have to make it more consumer. And they went, you know what? Let's just put everything we've got into this new into this new M3, obviously when this was new, and we'll just make it a proper driver's car.
Yeah, something to remember.
Yeah.
It's
You
a
know-
swan song.
Yeah, you know, normally M cars, 50% of the components on M cars are M specific.
Yeah.
Do you know how many components in this are M specific?
I think because of the kind of car it is, I'm going to go 80%.
Yeah, more than 80%.
Yeah.
For the price of these cars, you just can't get a better car, can you?
I think for 20 grand, it's mind-blowing. But again, what people don't want is the care that's got to be taken. Because no one looks after the cars anymore.
No.
We were chatting about this the other day with Harry. It's a throwaway society now. People get a car for 3 years, they don't look after it, they barely wash them, they get it serviced at main dealer, and that's it, they get rid of it. And then it's schmoes like us that come along and have to clean up all the mess. If you were looking, let's say you live in a house with your missus,
Yeah.
and you think, right, we'll get a car for the kids, we're going to get a Fiat for 500 XL,
Yeah.
right, to take the kids for the kids to throw up in, draw on, and then you've got a car for the weekends, you can still take the kids out,
Yeah.
and you can drive fast. Not that people, I'm not advising that.
No, don't do that with your kids in the back, but,
Well, you can if you want, I'm not bothered.
no, I'm not.
That's me. But you get what I'm saying. As a second car option in a house,
Yeah.
there's a lot of cars that have got cars that are far more expensive than this on the driveway. I'd be seriously thinking, well, let's get a sensible car,
Yeah.
but let's get a not sensible car.
100%.
Why would you not?
I don't know. I think it's that thing where it's like keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I've got a brand new M3, you know, a 70 plate
Yeah.
M3. Whereas, you know, your next door neighbour, us,
Yeah.
who would buy this, that people wouldn't really look twice at.
Yeah.
And then we come up behind you and all you see is angel eyes in your rear window
Yeah.
and us flying past you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It is us trying to give consumer advice to buy a V8.
Yeah. Well, that's why you watch Heel and Toe. Because that is the sort of consumer advice that petrolheads need.
It is what you need, man. You need to tell your wife to watch this as well. Tell her that you need an actually aspirated V8 in your life.
That's it. You know what we are?
What?
We are that like
can think of a few words.
People are thinking about buying a car like this. They watch us and they go, and we go, yeah, it's a good idea that.
Yeah, and we pander to a bad idea.
Yeah.
Are you gonna let me drive it?
I am gonna let you drive it, yeah.
Oh.
I was looking for somewhere to turn around.
Exciting!
This farmer's driveway I'll have to do.
Right, so this is legit my first time driving this car. I'll take it steady. You know what? I'm a changed man now.
Please take it steady.
I'm a changed man. I drive slow. Kicked it then. Just a touch.
But it did.
It only means we're pushing it to its limit. I think what we need to do next time is we should drop you off at a pub or something, right?
And you come back in and I'll say, how was it?
Yeah, and then we'll just.
And then you can either say, oh, I crashed it, or it was great.
Yeah, I think that's the best way for us to do it. So yeah, what do you reckon?
I think for under 20 grand, which will get you one of these, you're not going to get a car as engaging to drive as this. Like I said it, you know, this is as good as it gets for 20 grand.
I honestly think it could be the best BMW ever.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the old ones obviously are, you're not going to daily them old ones now, are you? So this is like we said, it's the best of everything. You know, you can daily this if you can afford the fuel bill.
Yeah,
and
the
parts and everything else, but then when you want to go and rag it on tops on some moors or take it to the Nürburgring, it'll do that all day. And like I said, it'll embarrass a lot of fast cars.
Yeah, I think for me personally, this car in a saloon works. It ticks all the boxes. I think this is the best format for this car.
Yeah.
I know that everyone raves about the coupe.
Yeah.
And I get it, because they're beautiful car. I mean, I've got the same shaped car, so they're beautiful to look at. But I think if someone gave me a choice, I would honestly take this car.
It's subtle, innit? And I mean, this is like if you're going for an M5, obviously M5's a 5-door and they do that in an estate, but like it's all the practicality of that 5-door M5, but you've got it in the engagement of an M3.
Yeah, and
for me personally, I'd have the coupe because I think an M3 should be a coupe.
Right.
And the other thing as well, you can't get the Saloon with a carbon roof, and I'd want a carbon roof.
I bet if you could find someone to put you a carbon roof on it though, that'd do a pretty good job. There'll be some M specialist somewhere that'll do it for you.
Yeah.
But again, I think this car is better suited with this gearbox. If I was going to take the coupe, for me, I'd want it in a manual.
Would you?
Yeah, I think I would. Right. I just think that when you drive that car, it's more engaging in a manual. However, this car, I just think with this gearbox.
That's interesting you said that, because I'm a driving purist. You know, I'm all for manual, and especially M cars. You know, if you've seen the channel before, you've seen that I've had M cars, but I like the automatic.
Yeah.
I think it's fast enough as well. Like you said, like I say, it's not. It's quick.
I think it's just how savage the throttle response is.
Yeah.
You can't quite comprehend it. Like you say, we very recently drove a bi-turbo V8, you know, AMG, and it genuinely wasn't as savage as this. No. And that's 150 grand new, 100 grand second hand, and this is 20 grand, and we're sat here saying that this on the throttle is better. It's bitier, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I think the thing with this car, again, Ollie's a better driver than me. Harry, who owns it's a better driver than me. You've got to get used to it. It's a lot of car to get used to. It's savage, isn't it?
Yeah, it is savage.
But it can be refined. I don't want to scare anybody off, because not that anyone's.
It's savage in the terms that, like, everything about this car is set up for driving. You know, the brakes. You know, maybe, the brakes are a weak point, but everything else, you know, all the suspension components, all the engine components.
The chassis.
The chassis, even down to the engine mounts and everything else, it's all set up for proper driving.
Yeah.
And Harry takes this to the Nürburgring. Nürburgring's just Porsche 911s and these, because these just leave everything else for dead. Yeah. So if that's not a reason to buy one, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's remarkable, isn't it?
Yep.
It's a little bit gangster.
It is a bit gangster, yeah.
But
what did he say? That it had some film on the windows,
on the back window. It's like a film layer to stop if anyone hits it with a baton.
Yeah.
It's gonna. it stops the glass fracturing and shattering.
So some bad boys have had this.
It's the maybe we should put this in or not, but it's the perfect criminal car because there's no way a police car can keep up with this thing.
Yeah. It's quite subtle as well in a four-door, isn't it?
Quick,
if you want to rob a bank, buy one of these.
Yeah, you get all your loot in boot.
Yeah.
You know, and all your accomplices, and you're off.
Yeah. Well, that's not why I'd buy one, but I would definitely buy one. And I'm saying that I genuinely, I've not driven one of these, but I was saying to you, I think I'm going to go and remortgage my house and buy one. Or just watch this video again and again for us, and then we'll get, some...
There'll be enough ad revenue that we might be able to go and buy one day.
Yeah, and we'll do a video. And if we do buy one from you doing that, then we'll take it to a track day.
We'll share
and
it.
You can all come and drive it.
Amen.